All right, welcome everyone. It's Nicole Steele with the Joyful Stamper. Welcome to my Facebook Live this afternoon. I hope you're doing well. I have the projects here that we're going to do. I have my screen pulled up, so if there's any comments, I'll be able to see them. But I thought we would work with the Valentine's suite today. So these are the two projects we're going to make. But before... All right, welcome everyone. Oh, let me turn my volume down. I always forget that part. Whoops. No one likes to hear themselves talk. All right, so before we get to that, I thought I would remind you guys of the Celebration Join special that's going on right now. So if you've had time to look through the mini catalog and the Celebration catalog, you know that there is a lot in there to love. And if you've made your wish list and it's $99, or at least $99, then consider signing up for the discount. There's no pressure to sell. There's no pressure to hold events. You don't have to do that. You can sign up just to get a discount on your orders. You can sign up just to get all these free things and then just drop when your quarter is up, which in this case would be June 30th. So you could be a demonstrator placing your own orders and getting a discount all the way through June 30th. But for $99 plus tax, you'll get to pick $125 of product of your choice, and that includes product on the clearance rack. You'll get this free mini paper cutter. You'll get a 6-inch by 6-inch paper sampler of your choice. You'll get to pick any stamp set you want for free, so you might as well pick the most expensive one on your list, right? And all of this ships for free. Free shipping. All of that for $99 plus tax. And I welcome everyone. If you want to just do this as a hobby, that's fine. You're welcome to join my team. If you want to do it as a business, I welcome that too, because I love Stampin' Up. I love doing this as my full-time job, and I love having fun with it. And so that includes everybody. So if you have any questions about joining my team of Joyful Stampers, you can email me at Nicole@thejoyfulstamper.com, or just go to my site at thejoyfulstamper.com and you can email me, or you can click on the Join My Team tab there to see if any of that answers your question. So I would love to have you. So let's chat. So, okay. Also, the deadline for signing up for the January Paper Pumpkin Kit is coming up. January 10th is the deadline. It's a Valentine's Day kit. It's called I'll Be Yours. It looks incredibly cute. I don't know what's in the kit yet, or I haven't seen the contents of the kit, but I know there's some treat packaging in there and some mini cards, I believe. I have the details up on my site. But the other thing too is if you buy a prepaid subscription to Paper Pumpkin now, you can earn celebration items on those prepaid subscriptions. So take a look at the 3-month, the 6-month, and the 12-month Paper Pumpkin prepaid subscriptions. Any of those levels of subscription will earn you free celebration items. So, and you can suspend months of Paper Pumpkin also. So even though you sign up for, let's say, 6 months, you don't have to get 6 months in a row of kits. If you see the teaser for a certain month's kit, you can go into your Paper Pumpkin account and choose to suspend just that month and then pick it back up again the following month. So you're not 100% committed to every single kit. And Stampin' Up! Always gives us little teasers with their graphic images and with the colors, and they always tell us what the contents are, whether it's cards or a 3D project of some kind. So you'll be informed enough to make the choice if you don't want to be completely surprised. That I think, also I'm going to be having an online painted poppies class this month. I'm planning and designing it right now, and I'll announce it whenever I have all the details worked out. But it's going to be a fun class. I've really enjoyed working with this suite. It's in the new mini catalog, and let's see if I can turn to it. I've already done a couple projects with it. I really, really liked working with all the bright colors, and I liked the stamp set because this is it, because of this right here, these stamps right here. It allows you to put color on the flowers and leaves without actually using coloring tools to do so, and I loved the dies. So I'm going to be working with that and this color scheme for my online class, so watch for that. That'll be coming up in the next week or two. I think that is all the housekeeping stuff that I have. February 3rd. February 3rd, Stampin' Up! Is releasing coordinating products to go with what's in the Celebration catalog. So I know there'll be dies for the little ladybug stamp set. There'll be dies for the birthday cake stamp set. I know there's a pack of 12 by 12 paper that goes with the Celebration punch, the umbrella punch, and the tulip builder punch. That's in the mini catalog. I can't think off the top of my head what it is now, but I put a video on my site, thejoyfulstamper.com. So if you want to watch and see what all of those are, just head to my site, my blog, and you can watch the video. It's about 6 minutes long, so not terribly long. So, okay, well, we came here to stamp. You came here to stamp, so let's stamp. So let's see, what project should we do first? This is a little fun size candy holder. I put a little fun size Snickers bar in there, and it's held together with this library clip. These library clips, the larger size ones, they retired, but I have a whole stash of them. So if you are, if you get the project kit today, I'll put the library clip in there for you. So it's not something you're going to have to pull from your own stash. So that is really cute, really easy. This is a Hershey bar candy pull. So you untie the ribbon and you just give it a pull and the Hershey bar slides out. Isn't that neat? Oh, I love it. And it looks so tricky and complicated, but it's not. It really isn't. But now that I said that, of course, and I'm live on camera, I'll probably struggle with it, but let's hope not, right? Let's start with the easy one first so I can get myself warmed up, right? So let me grab my supplies. We are going to be using the Heartfelt stamp set. And we are going to use, there's 2 punches that are part of that bundle. This particular project does not use the scalloped heart. We're just going to use the regular heart for that one. So I have my measurements all written down too. So I have a piece of From My Heart Specialty Designer Series paper. This side is the shiny foil side that makes it specialty. I don't know if you can see it reflecting there in the camera, but it's shiny. Well, this is going to be the outside of my package, and I'm going to need to put a couple score lines on there. So that's a 6" by 2 1/4" piece of Designer Series paper. Let me get my bone folder. And we are going to score it at 2.5 inches. And at 3.5 inches. So get it in there nice and good. Okay. So now I've got that, and now we're going to do a little bit of stamping. Let me get my stamp set, and we're going to use a Real Red ink pad. And we're going to stamp Happy Valentine's Day, and we need the arrow too. Let me show you a little trick. These are clear photopolymer stamps, which means you can bend them and flex them to make them shape however you want them to shape. Well, sometimes when you want them to be straight, that can be tricky, especially with these skinny images like this arrow. But if you lay it down on your paper or on your desk and take the block and put it on there that way, rather than doing it this way, that allows you to keep the stamp straight. So put that stamp down on your desk and put the block down on there, and that way it'll hold its shape a lot better. Okay, so we've got that. Open up, this is a Real Red ink pad, and I'm just using a piece of Whisper White cardstock. Doesn't matter what size, just as long as it's big enough to hold your 2 images and give you room to punch. Punch the heart, that is. All right, stamp that. There we go. And now I'm going to stamp the arrow also in Real Red ink. And you know what? I thought I had cut. This one actually is a certain size, but I don't. It's a 2 1/4 inch. Wait. It's a 1/2 inch wide strip. That's what it is. I didn't specify a length. But it's just a 1/2 inch wide strip of Whisper White paper for the arrow. And I think I just trimmed it to the length that I wanted. Okay, sorry if my head gets in the camera. I want to make sure I get it on here. There we go. Nope, that didn't turn out so good. Let's try again. There we go. Okay. And I will just trim that down to size. Okay. And now the heart, I'm going to use my punch, which is hiding under my stamp set. Okay, line that up and we'll give it a squeeze. All right, those are the only 2 stamped images on this project, which is what makes it so nice. Let's get the other pieces out. This is a 2 1/4 by 1 inch strip of designer series paper, also from the From My Heart specialty pack, and that's going to get glued right over to the front there, but I want to get all of my pieces out before I proceed with putting this all together. That way everything's in one place. Okay. Let's glue this on. We're just going to use some Tombow Mono liquid glue to glue that to the front of our treat holder. Just like that. Whoop. Not crooked. We don't want it crooked. All right, and then next up is going to go our arrow, and I'm going to run a line of liquid glue down the middle of that, and that's going to go right on there. And yes, it's going to stick out the side, but that's okay. We want that too. Otherwise, it would be hidden behind our heart. And we're going to glue the heart on with some liquid glue also, and put that over top of the arrow. Okay. Next up, I'm going to take these really cute From My Heart faceted gems, and you get so many in there, and they're all turned over right now, but they have like this silver dot on them, and they're raised, and there's some large ones, there's some tiny ones. The tiny ones I would use in a shaker card. I'm going to use the larger ones for my treat pouch here. I'm going to take 2 of them. And you're going to want to use a fine tip glue pen to glue these on. So let me grab that from my little carousel here. And it's easier to put the glue on the paper than it is to put it on the faceted gem, because it lessens the chances of you getting the glue all over your hands and making a big mess. Although, no matter how careful I am, I seem to wind up with glue on my hands anyways, and then paper sticks to me, and ribbon sticks to me, and yeah, baby wipes take care of it though. So a pack of baby wipes is always a good thing to keep on your stamp desk. Never be far away from them. Okay, so we got that. Next we're going to fold it on the score lines, just like that. And you can use your bone folder if you want a super sharp crease. That. And then what I'm going to do is run a strip of snail adhesive right down the bottom of that. Actually, I'm going to put 2 down there. And this is a Snickers Fun Size candy bar, but shh, don't tell my daughter, but I took it from her Halloween stash. Snickers are her favorite, so I'm really hoping she doesn't notice, because this one came from there too. But I thought it would be kind of funny to put these in her lunchbox as a surprise and give her back her own trick-or-treat candy. She would never even know, but she's so nice. She's always sharing her candy with me that I can't do that to her. So I'll give it to her, but I'll tell her where it came from. And maybe I'll buy her some more just to compensate, right? Then I'm going to tie a bow with this polka dot, Whisper White polka dot tall ribbon. And I'm going to stick it with a glue dot right to that library clip there. There, you can see it better. All right, tie it. And use my scissors to trim it. Get a glue dot. And it'll stick, just stick it right there below that, the center of that clip. Oh, I don't think I picked it up. Yeah, I did. Okay. There we go. And there you have it. That is the first candy treat holder. Now, if you want the details for this, I have a project sheet. We have the second project, so don't go anywhere. But I have a project sheet on my site. Oh, hi, Brian. I have a project sheet on my blog, and it lists all the measurements and the supplies for what I used for my 2 projects today. It also has a picture on there. You can download it, you can print it out, and if you place a $35 minimum order through me at my online store, shopwithnicole.stampinup.net, by midnight this Friday, then I will send you the supplies to make this treat holder and the candy bar pull holder for free. You'll have, I mean, I can't stamp anything for you, but if something, you know, like I'll give you the doilies, I'll give you the DSP, I'll give you the ribbon to create all of this. And that's if you place a $35 order. So you can head to my blog when we're done here and you can download that project sheet and you can see all the details there. So that is project number 1. And let's go to project number 2. Get my supplies together. Okay, so we're going to start off with another piece of Designer Series paper from the From My Heart pack. Now I'm using a different pattern this time, and that's because you're going to get either one of these with your order. And it also has a second side to it, so you don't have to use this side. You can opt to use that one too, and this one has hearts on the inside. Let me see if I can pull it out to show you. This is the back side of that first one. And we're actually going to punch one of these hearts out for the project. So this paper does double duty. So this is a 6-inch by 7.5-inch piece of Designer Series paper. And we need to score it in a few places. So let's get out our scoreboard in our bone folder and put the 6-inch side of your paper at the top of the scoreboard. And you know what? I'm going to close this ink pad before I go any further, because I will stick my finger in it for sure, without a doubt. So, oh, somebody's calling me. Oh well, I can wait. So we're going to score at 1.5 inches, and we're going to score at 4 inches. And remember, this is with the 6-inch side at the top of your scoreboard. Then I'm going to go ahead and turn the paper. So now the 7.5-inch side is at the top. I want to put a little crimping pattern at the bottom of my candy bar pull holder just for an effect. Now, if you have a crimping tool, you can go ahead and do that with the tool, but I don't have one, so to get the same look, I'm going to use my bone folder, and starting at the 7.5-inch side, I'm going to put a score line every 1/8 of an inch, and I'm going to do that 4 times. So that's the first one, this is the second one, this is the third one, and this is the 4th one. And I just went over each one of those twice. Okay, we're done with the score tool. Now we need to use tear and tape to glue this all together. And the reason you want to use tear and tape is it has a super strong hold. So anytime you're making a 3D project like this, you want to make sure it doesn't fall apart on the person. So that's why we are going to go ahead and use this. That way we can be sure our project is going to hold together. So here your paper is 6 inches by 7.5 inches. We're going to run a line of tear and tape down the left side of the paper. And it's going to be on the pattern that is going to be on the inside of your candy bar holder. And just run it down the whole length there. All right, so that would be the 7.5-inch side on the inside pattern. And then we're going to put a line of tear and tape here, but we are only going to do it along the bottom right here. And the reason being is that's the only place we need it. So we'll go ahead and fold this on the score lines. And yeah, I recommend when you put this together, you put your Hershey bar in there or your other candy bar in there, because if you don't and you go ahead and glue it all together, it'll have a tendency to make this too tight, and then you can't get the candy bar in there. So if we adhere it while the candy bar is situated on our paper, then it will come together perfect. So I'm going to remove the liner tape from that. And this one's being a little bit stubborn. There we go. Okay, and with the Hershey bar in there, I'm going to fold this side over first, and this is the side that does not have any adhesive. And then I'm going to go ahead and fold this side over, and then I'm going to give this a little pinch. Oh, you know what? I need a little bit more adhesive down there. So what I'm going to do, so I can tuck it in, I'm going to use a glue dot so I don't have to mess with the tear and tape and possibly tear my paper. So I'm just going to stick a couple of those in there. There we go. That'll fix it. Okay, so now we have the pouch. It's crimped at the bottom, and the candy bar goes in nicely. Next, we're going to take a hole punch, and you can, use a hole punch that you buy at the office store. Maybe you have a small circle punch, and just give it a punch right in the center there, like that, at the top where the opening is. That's where our ribbon's going to go through. And we are now going to stamp our images, and I'm going to show you that where to punch this heart out. Okay, so this time around I am going to use the scallop circle punch, and I'm going to use it to punch out the hearts that are on this pattern paper. And I think this time I'm going to go with I'll go with the red heart. So in order to do that, so it's facing the right way, I'll have to cut this piece out so I can get my punch in there. And then I'll hold it and line it up and punch it out. And then you can just discard that piece. We don't need that. Okay, so that's going to go there. I'll put the original one in the camera so you can see how it's going to turn out. Then we are going to, my desk becomes such a mess. I can't find things because I'm just tossing things around as I'm stamping. Okay, we're going to use the heart outline with Real Red to frame our sentiment or our greeting. So lucky to have a friend like you. There's our heart, and then I'm going to use Memento Tuxedo Black ink to stamp So Lucky to Have a Friend Like You. There are other things in here too. Probably Love You Lots would be a good one, or From My Heart to Yours. Actually, let's do that. Let's do a different one. We're going to do Love You Lots. That'll fit in there good. Ink that up and give it a press. There it goes. Perfect. Perfect, perfect. Now I don't need the black ink anymore, so I'm going to put that one away. And on a little 1/2 inch wide strip of Whisper White, I'm going to stamp in Real Red. Being friends is better than eating candy, but let's do that too. I'm going to put it on the block with that little trick I showed you at the beginning. And I'm going to stamp. I might have to put my head in the camera again so I can see. There we go. So don't throw your little strips away. I don't know if you ever have to cut insides for your cards, your darker cards. You cut them to 4 inches by 5 1/4. And then you're left with these little strips at the end, since it's an 8.5 by 11 sheet of cardstock. You don't need to throw them away. I save mine in a jar, and then I can pull them out and use them for little sentiments like this. They're quick. They're in the jar right on my table. I can just pull them out, and there's actually, Stampin' Up! Has a lot of greetings that are this tiny that will fit on these little strips. So don't throw these out. just keep them handy so that they're in your sight so you will see them and use them. Now I'm going to use the regular heart to punch this love you lot sentiment out. Get that lined up. Not quite right. There we go. Okay, we have that. So now we have these two pieces. And we need a red doily. I have these come in both Flirty Flamingo and Real Red in the same pack. And you get 40 of them. So 20 Real Red and 20 Flirty Flamingos. I've used up all but one of the Flirty Flamingos. Mainly because of a Valentine's class I had here locally. So I'm going to use Real Red for this one, and that's the color that will be included in your project kit if you place a $35 minimum order on my site by Friday at midnight. And we're going to layer everything because I love to layer. And Tombow multi-purpose liquid glue is going to work just fine for this. So first up goes that heart we punched from my Heart Designer Series paper. And next up is going to be the heart that has our sentiment on it. And we're going to layer that on there too, right on top of that Real Red heart. And that's going to go on the front of our candy bar pull holder. Add a little Tombow glue to that. And we'll put that on the front. And then I'm going to add the Being Friends. I forgot to say too, I flagged the ends. You probably saw me do that with my paper snips. I flagged the ends of this little sentiment here, just so it would stand out more. Okay, and you'll see I put another one of those faceted gems up in the corner. And it doesn't matter what color. It all coordinates, so just grab one. And we're going to use the fine tip liquid glue again to adhere it. Give it a little dot. Put that down. Okay. And always remember to put your cap back on your glue so it doesn't dry out while you're working. All right, the last thing that we have to do is put our candy bar holder in. So I used the coordinating Real Red double stitch satin ribbon. That's part of the From My Heart suite. And as you can see, my roll is just about gone because I've used it for so much. And how much did I say? I think 27 inches. So cut 27 inches of this. And then what you do is you take the candy bar, which I am looking for it. I set it out of my sight so it would be out of my way. There it is in the basket. And what I did is I wrapped it around the Hershey bar so that it was equal lengths on both sides. So can you see that? Let's adjust it a little bit more so it's an equal length. And it's wrapped around the candy bar. Then before you do that, we're going to put it through the holes that we punched in the candy bar holder there. And if your hole punch doesn't make the hole big enough for you to get the ribbon through, you can always go back and punch another hole just beside it and it'll work just fine. So, okay, there you go. So make sure your ribbon is roughly the same length. All right, and then we're going to open that up and we're going to slide the Hershey bar in. And I want to make sure that the Hershey side is what faces the person when they pull it out. So I'm going to put it in there. There we go. And gently slide it in there. Make sure the ribbon is still about even. If not, you can pull it to adjust it. Then all that's left to do is give it a tie into a bow. There you go. There's the candy bar holder. So there's this version with this heart paper and there's this version with this heart paper, and all of that is from the From My Heart Specialty Designer Series paper. And then all they have to do is untie it and they pull it out and there's their surprise chocolate bar. Aren't those cute? Let me bring the other projects in. Right there. Oh my gosh, I love these. I love making Valentine's projects. If you've been following my blog for any length of time, you know I love making Halloween projects. Well, Valentine is a very, very close second to that. So I hope you like these projects today. I hope you'll visit my site, thejoyfulstamper.com. That's where the project sheet is for these projects. And if you want the free kits to make these, then simply just place a $35 minimum order in my online store, shopwithnicole.stampinup.net, by this Friday at midnight. And if you use this host code right here, and I also have that host code on my site, on my blog, use that host code so I know that you want these project kits for free. And the $35 order is the before shipping and tax. I will send you the supplies to make these projects, and you can print out the project sheet and follow along with this Facebook Live video. Also, if you want a copy of the mini catalog or the celebration catalog, you can either email me at Nicole@thejoyfulstamper.com or head to my blog and fill out my catalog request form, and I will send you a free catalog package. I would be happy to do that. This is gorgeous stuff. It's fun reading. It's fun making the wish list of what you want. And I would be so happy to have the opportunity to earn your business. So I thank you for watching today, and I hope you'll join me next Tuesday at my next Happy Half Hour Facebook Live. Bye.